Hello, so welcome back. We're going to be continuing this chat application, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. So, if you remember this live chat, we left off when we had this field, and we could type in any message and send it, and we are logging in our live chat application, so you can see that message I just sent is being sent, and also when I press send, it's clearing the box. But let's actually fix this issue where it's sending null, even though why would you want to send null, which is just going to show up as a message with nothing in there? So let's kind of fix that real quick. Now, there's probably a way better way to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it. So if you can think of a better way, please go ahead and just comment that. And I'll go ahead and change how I do this because I would like to try to clean this up if I could. So what I do here is I do if this.message is equal to nothing, like maybe if they just put if they click on the box, this can happen. So it's kind of confusing how this works. And we might also want to do like if it's like this, or if it is like this. So you have your like a space. If they enter it just like a blank space, who wants that to be in there? Eventually I'm gonna have to come up with like some method to pull any kind of, like, if they put 1,000 spaces in there, we gotta get rid of that message somehow. So I'm going to eventually add things such as that nature. So now let's go ahead and just say that this message is null, and then I'll have another method here in a few seconds here, or another if that will go ahead and take care of that. So if this message is null, or it's not equal to null, then we're going to go ahead and then emit that message onto the channel. So then that's fine. Right. Okay, so that looks great. And then we already have that. And then we're setting this message equal to null, and that's what's resetting the checkbox. So let's go ahead and refresh this here, and it looks like we got an error. I have a feeling it's with, yeah, it's with that. Let's try it one more time. And I gotta change this music over to music that can be played on YouTube. If you guys can hear this, I don't know if you can or not, but we need to be using no copyright sounds. Okay, so send. Let's pull up this. Okay, send. So you can't send no blank message, and if you click on there and press send, still sending. I have a feeling it's because of this. Let's just go ahead and just get rid of this and have it like this. Okay, so I clicked on it, press send. Yeah, see, you can't do that now. And you can't even press send. So that's what exactly I wanted to get rid of, was just because these would show up as like blank messages. Okay, so now that that's done, I want to go ahead and I'm pretty sure this is mostly done on the client side. Just looking over what I have. We have this. We're going ahead and doing this. Connect a server. We're making the chat channel. Actually, it should be chat.channel. All right, let's take a look at the index.js and see where we left off at. Looks pretty good, to be honest. Now I think we do have to do one more thing here. So socket on chat. We're getting this payload, and if I remember right, we have this payload. Basically, you type in a message here, and we get the payload, and the payload is all this data. So let's go ahead and actually do stuff with this data. So we can go ahead and do an io.emit, and we're going to go ahead and emit onto the channel that is chat dot, and then we have to add to the payload of 0 because that is the channel we're using. And we are going to go ahead and emit the payload. Right. So we can go ahead and delete that, and that should be great to go. And then we just have to go ahead and add our socket on disconnect. And to be honest, this does not work yet. I have to look into why this is not working. So socket on disconnect. See, I think what you'd have to do is kind of like make a disconnect method, but you should be able to have it pick up if the user disconnects. So disconnect function. So if it's not a socket name, then we don't even have to worry about it. And then if we are if there is a socket name already, then we just have to go ahead and delete that data. So users and user dot ID, if I think I did that right. No. Yeah, it should be user one. I think this is how they work. Because I'm doing this different because I like this better. Then we're going to go ahead and delete names. User one. Okay, that's pretty much it for that. We have a function called update names. I need to go ahead and create those. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do IO socket. You can also do I like IO emit better. And we're gonna go ahead and emit on the chat dot plus payload of, oh wait, we can't use payload, can we? I have to remember how this works. It's user 0 for this. I need to eventually really clean this up so there's no confusion like this. Okay, and then we need to go ahead and pass the names, because that will show the name and the socket ID, which goes ahead and gives us this information, if I remember right. Oh, and then on here, oh, we have to go ahead and update names in this. On connect, so it updates everybody's names. And then we need to go ahead and update the names on a user disconnect, so it updates the list. And we were not going to worry about this today. All I'm going to be doing just for this probably is just go ahead and get this up and working. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh both the terminal and the server, or the client page. And we got an issue here. Okay, why do I see chat, comma, comma? Okay, so there shouldn't really even be anything in the messages yet. Quite frankly, that shouldn't even be in the form. Let's see what's going on right here. I think this might be our issue. Right, see, I don't want to do this first. First, I want this to be out here. I want the form to be separate. Let's go ahead and fix this stuff up. Okay, so v on submit. I'm pretty sure this is right. Let me just check this over. So div class message. That's fine. v4 message. In messages, you're going to go ahead and echo out the messages. Oh, 1. Forgot about that. V on submit. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, submit, send. Then div ID of message, v model of message. And let's make sure that's right, and it is. And send. Okay, that might be better now. Right, okay. Okay, so right now it's putting out 4. That's our user ID, so that's not right. I think this needs to be 2. Let's check that. Yeah, because you gotta remember I'm doing this different than what I had, so I just gotta adopt to that. Okay, so that's great and everything. So let's go ahead and actually add some styles to this, and we're going to use Material Design Light for that. So let's go ahead and get Material Design Light and go to Getting Started. Include the master CSS. I'm just going to use the CDN version just because it's a lot nicer. And integrating that with a web app. Okay, perfect. And then we can go ahead and we're gonna need a custom. We're gonna need a style sheet as well, just for our custom CSS. So. What the heck am I doing? And let's just do an in-page style sheet, just because I don't want to go ahead and go through the confusion of all the other stuff. So let me just go ahead and get the code that I'm using right now, so we can speed this process up. I'm going to go ahead and give this body an ID of chat. And I'm going to get rid of this, because this is going to change. Okay, let me go ahead and get the other stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and format these messages. Now, this is kind of interesting how this is going on, because we have to first check to see if the user is the person that sent the message, aka if the user has this user ID, or if the user is a different user. So then that determines how you're gonna style the message. Let me just go to my other project real quick and go ahead and get that style I'm using, because this is pretty important. And this will basically add the whole style to the whole layout of the page. So let me just go ahead and paste this in. Again, all this code will be available on GitHub, so don't worry about if you have to copy that, because I'm not going to go through all the styling of this. It takes way too much time. So that's what I did for my message, and then we will see that style real quick, what it looks like. I want to go ahead and add in the whole message part, like if this is the user sending the message or not. So this is pretty simple, to be honest. And actually, inside of main, I want to have a div ID of iter, just so I can match the style I had. Okay. And actually, there we go. And then inside of the inner, I have div ID of content. Okay, perfect. And then with this message here, I go ahead and now we can go ahead and check to see if what user is sending the message. So div, and then we're doing a vif, and then we do is not. We're gonna go ahead and write this function here a second. So wait, my bad. So div class, is equal to message wrapper me v if, and we're going to go ahead and create this, is poster, and message, I'm trying to remember what this was. I think it was 1, if I remember right. We'll go ahead and look at that in a second. Okay, so if that is the case, then this is what it's going to display. And we're actually going to go ahead and add a div class of circle wrapper. And we'll go ahead and see what all this is in a second, so just bear with me here. Oh, that does not go in the circle wrapper. And then we go ahead and do div class text wrapper. Go ahead and close that out. Paste our message 2 in there. Close that div. And then we do one more if here. You can't just use a VLs. I've tried doing that and it just won't work. So you go ahead and do is not a poster. Same exact thing. And you write them because it's them. And then I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me just, this form, in order to work with my style I made, let's just go ahead and change it so it looks great. Form ID is equal to bottom, and class is equal to bottom, and that looks good. In order to get this input text box to look great, let's go ahead and format that. So div class chat underscore message MDL text field MDL JS text field. Go ahead and close that after the input. Okay, so the input type is going to be text. Class is going to be MDL text field. Input ID is message, and the placeholder we don't need, and vModel message, and we don't need this. Okay, that looks great. And the button ID is send with a class of send. Perfect. Okay, so let me just look this over one more time. Okay, I think this is good. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like. We might have to make a couple changes. Actually, live chat, is it good? Yeah, it's good. Let's go ahead and refresh our web UI here. See what we got. Perfect. Let's actually get rid of this word send. We don't need that. Refresh. Looks great. Look at this awesome functionality we got. Let's go ahead and restart the server though, just to make sure any changes we made are reflected. Okay, just refresh. Right, okay, let's go ahead and send a message here. And it's not showing. Let's make sure we have no console errors, and we don't. So that means we just got a little bit of a boo-boo. So, v4, message and message. We don't have this function is poster. Totally forgot to make that. Let's go ahead and make that is poster function. So we go within our methods. We have our send method. So let's make our is poster. And function ID. We'll go ahead and pass in the ID. So if the user ID is equal to the ID, then let's go ahead and return true so we can make that statement true. And then if it's not, we can just go ahead and return false. And I think that's it. So it's going to refresh this one more time. And we have that I don't know why that's happening. We'll have to look into that one real quick. But we go ahead and see our message. So if I go ahead and open up one more of these chat windows, so copy this. Actually, let me go ahead and change one thing on this page so we can see different results. I'm going to change the user ID to 1. Or paste that in. Okay, now I'm going to change it back to 4. Okay, so now if I type something in, you see how it says that there? we go back to this chat app, you see it's on the other end. So it's working. One question, why do we have this happening? Let's look into that, because I'm not completely sure why that is happening. That's weird. Here's one thing here. We have to make, this has to be on a different channel as well. Forgot about this. The channel this has to be on its dot names, just so we don't conflict with the messages that are happening in the channel. I think this might also be the issue, or one of our issues here. So let's go ahead and restart the server. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So let's go ahead and send a message. Oh, and actually I need to go ahead and change my one user ID. So back to 1. Okay. Change it back to 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and just send a message. Hey there. Perfect. Works. Okay, so this chat app is now working basically. See, it wasn't really all that bad to make at all. Very simple, very easy. And even if I were to create another one of these chat instances and change the channel to some channel 2, go ahead and save that, refresh only this page, and if you try sending a message, it's not going to interfere with the other channels, which is great. So that's how you can like make a chat app actually like be awesome, so it's not interfering with other channels. So we can go ahead and send something here, and it's not in that channel, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so as you can see, the chat app is actually working. That's all I'm going to do for today, because I just went ahead and got basically this rest of this working here. I will go ahead and fix a couple styling issues and push this info up to GitHub and create a link, and I'll put that in the description. And then the next video we'll go ahead and make notifications, such as like user has joined your channel, and also we'll probably just start at that. But yeah, okay, well, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.